A very good day to our lecturer, Dr. Zamri. My name is Kok Tze Hong, matching number 285239. So this is the presentation for our assignment 2 from group BKT. So our group members is Beh Huey Siang and also myself, Kok Tze Hong. So the title of our application is Easy Cellular. So the main purpose of the app is to use the Telegram bot and also Java programming with Maven to calculate for the scheduling processes using the round robin algorithm. So without further ado, I want to take a look at our code. So to use our code, you must import several dependencies. The first one is the Telegram bot, and then the SQLite database, and also the logback. So there are mainly 4 classes in our program: the my Telegram bot class, my bot class, process data, and also create DB class. So I will focus on my Telegram bot and my bot. So my Telegram bot is used to initialize the bot to start the bot in the chat. So when initialized, my bot will process the commands from the chat. So in my bot class, there is this method on update receive, which is used to receive the chat reply from the user. So if as you can see, if the user input \add process, so it will initiate this process. So it will ask for the process ID, then it will execute the message. Or if the user input check data, it will initiate this method, and then clear data will run this method, and then start will send all available command, and then round robin will use the calculate round robin command. Calculate round robin is not presented by me, so I will focus on. So this method is used to retrieve the data from the database. So as you can see, this is the SQL command, select all from processes, which is our database, where the chat ID is equal to the chat ID of our Telegram bot. So this is to fetch all the data, and then send available commands is to send the available commands of the bot to the chat. So we have 4 commands in total: add process, check data, clear data, and also round robin. Send after process commands is to send the available command again after the bot has completed a process. So we will see later. So this method is handle user input. So this will be used to process the user input from the chat. So this is to add another process. So if the process ID already exists, it cannot be stored in the database because it already exists. So if the process data is valid, so it will go to here. It will ask for the burst time for the process, and then it will store in the database. And then after that, it will ask for the arrival time, and then store in the database. And lastly, if the process is stored successfully in the database, it will display this message. This method is process ID exists is to retrieve the data from the database. So select count all from our database processes where ID chat ID equal to question mark and process ID equal question mark. This is all to fetch the data from the database, and then this is to store the input in our database. Retrieve and send data method is used to retrieve the process ID, burst time, arrival time from the database. So this is for the round robin part mainly. So this method is clear data, which is used to clear all the data from the database. Send error message is for when there is error. So it will send the message: invalid input, please enter a valid number. So this is the bot username and also our bot token. And then this is to initialize our database. So let's go to our Telegram bot. So this is our Telegram bot. So let's start the bot. Oh, before that, I forgot to run the bot. So let's run it first. Okay, it's running now. So let's start again. Oh, so this is the available command for our bot. There are 4 commands: add process, check data, clear data, and round robin. So I will present for the first 3 commands. So the first command is add process. So before that, let's check our database. Let's check if there is any data. So there's no data in the database. So let's try to add process to the database. So let's say PID 1, burst time 5, arrival time 0. So the process details is stored successfully in the database. So let's add another one, add process. Process ID 2, burst time 4, arrival time, let's say 3. So the data is stored successfully. Let's check if the data is stored in the database. So let's use the command check data. So as you can see, the stored data is in the database. So you can see the process ID, burst time, and variable time. So, and then the third command is to clear all the data from the database. So let's try clear data. So the data in the database is cleared successfully. So let's check again. So the database is empty now. So I think that's all for my presentation. Thank you for listening.
Okay, good day, doctors. My name is Beh Huey Siang, and my track number is 285626. So the introduction part of the system, just now Tze Hong already explained it. So I will just go through to the calculation round robin algorithms method. So for the part of the calculate round robin algorithms part, we have three methods to do it, which is calculate round robin, and then display the result, then is send after process command. So I will explain the function of each method that I use respectively. So doctor, you can see at line 464, which is a list which used to retrieve the process data from the database that which is the input that input into the database, the input that insert by the user. Next is the time quantum. Okay, I will set it as 2, and then next is for the line 71, which is perform the round robin scheduling. So for the line 78, which is the declarations to calculate the response time, and then next is for next code is 81. Okay, for line 81 is used to update the current the process data with the response time, and next is for the code 84 is used to update the current time based on the bus time and the time quantum. And next is the calculations of the waiting time and the turnaround time. Doctor, you can see at line 88 and 89, and then we go to the update process, the 92 and 93, which is these two lines of code is used to update the process with waiting time and the turnaround time. So we also have called a method for the display result method. So next we go to display result method. Okay, in the display result method, we make it the result become a table. So you can see for the line 103 is the table the table that mentions the variable like the process ID, and then it will display in the table process ID, bus time, arrival time, response time, waiting time, and the turnaround time. Then for the total waiting time and the total turnaround time will be displayed in individual not included in the table. So next is the line 118 and 119, which is the code that I use to align the wave and the wave of the table. And then for the code line at 126 and 127 is used to calculate to calculate the average waiting time and average turnaround time. And also for the code line in 132 and until 134 is the code that send the result to the Telegram board. We move to the stand after process command. Actually, this command is we want to do is which is after the user key in one process, then the menu will display again, ask the user which command that they want to So if the user want to check the data that they input, they can just click check data. After the process, after the Telegram bot display the check data, the data store, then it will display again to ask the user which command that they want. Next, I will move to the demonstration demo the Telegram bot. Next, doctor, I will demo the Telegram bot, the part for the Telegram bot. So okay, I will continue after my partner, the part after my partner key in. So we can check the data first. Okay. 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 Now the data already have 3. Then I will insert the fourth one. Okay. The number 4 process input, which I can press add process, and then the 4 ID, and then brush time is, let's say, put 6, and then the arrival time 7. Okay, then okay, next, for if we want to do the calculation part, we just click round robin. Okay, then the result will be come out by the Telegram bot system. So this is the result that after the calculations. Okay, after that we can just add the process by add process, and then by clicking add process, check the data by clicking check data, and then delete or just print again the calculation. Okay, the result will come up. So that's all for my part, and thank you, doctor, for watching our videos.